Solana just doesn't look good after being the golden coin in this run up since October that we've seen in Solana and across crypto, but specifically across Solana. We have seen Solana giving back its gains since around Christmas Day of December 25th. Now, everything I'm about to talk about here with Solana is over the short term. That is the next few days to few weeks is what I'm going to be discussing. It is certainly not an indictment on the success and the positive long-term outlook for Solana. There is absolutely no way to argue with the success of Solana after seeing it down around 21 or so in October and it making this a fantastic run up all the way to highs of 127. That is, it increased 6 times. That is 6 times from October to December in a little over 2 months. So there's no way anyone can look at Solana and say that over the long term, they don't think it's going to go well. It is in the top 5 market caps of the largest coins in crypto. And so everything for Solana long term is looking great. However, what I mean when I say this was the golden child of crypto is that it went from a number 6 to number 4 on the coin market caps. It was around number 6, made it up to number 4 when it was around 127. It has since fallen down to number 5 as far as the largest coins. And it just seemed like it was insulated from any downward movement for a while. And even as it was falling, right, and following many of the other altcoin patterns that we've seen since December, I had some doubts if Solana was actually going to continue to fall like the other weaker coins were, especially here when it broke out of the top of this downward channel. Now, what is this downward channel? It's the classic definition of a downtrend. Here's a high, here's a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, not a lower low, but still a lower high and now a lower low. So that is the classic definition of a downtrend. And when it did not make a lower low here, it was actually a higher low compared to this and started taking off out of the channel, I was wondering, well, maybe Solana is just going to do exact opposite of all the other coins that were falling around that time. ADA as an example, VET as an example right here. Avalanche as an example. There were so many examples of altcoins falling. I was wondering, yeah, Solana's given up something, but is it going to break out of this channel? But it seems like, especially looking at today's price action where we've had, goodness, a pretty substantial fall yesterday. It's been from 91, almost 92 down to 82. That's a substantial fall no matter what coin you're looking at. Now, of course, even after falling to 82, 83, 84, you're still almost 400% increase over your October highs, or excuse me, lows. So that's fantastic. The nice thing about Solana is it ran up so far that even as it's giving back some of its gains, like we're seeing across these other coins, it's still 4 times greater than it was in October. That's not true for ADA. ADA ran up 2.5 times. It is now less than double. Okay, VET ran up 2.5 times. It is now less than double. Doge didn't even double. Okay, it did not double in its October run up. It was here at around 0.0, 0.05, 0.06, and it only made a high a little above 0.1. So that didn't even double. Whereas Solana's like, I'm going to go up 650%. Okay, so Solana still long term is looking great, but it's experiencing the same downward trend that has caused other coins to give up its level of support, which was right around here, around 87, 88, somewhere around there. That level of support was from this low, kind of this low, this low, this low. Let's see if it has any historical significance in the history of Solana. Not really. It is the low here on this week, but I don't see kind of the low on this week. It's got some historical significance. It's not a huge level. This is the level we're in now, and it is a rather important level. Let's see if I can mark that. I don't know if I've got it marked here. Okay, so I do have it marked here. This is an important level we have entered. It is important because you can see it contains the bottom here, the bottom here. Once market got here back in March 22, it was bought up. So that's an important level. And it seems that it's going to be important now as we have just entered this range. Let me get rid of one of these boxes. And that looks like it's between about 75 and 85 if we just want to put some round numbers to it. This downtrend is caused by just the general giving back of these big runs we've seen since October, and specifically this falling below 40,000 by Bitcoin. I had been calling for this fall below 40,000 in Bitcoin since about this time right here when we were stuck at 42 and we were about to fall out of the bottom of this rising channel that Bitcoin had. I was saying I was pretty certain that we would be hitting 40,000 before we would hit 45,000, and we have. Okay, we have now entered this 38,000 to 40,000 range. What are we going to do? Well, we could bounce back out. I do not see us making higher highs. I do not see us challenging 44,000 right now. We could range here, we could bounce out and then bounce back in, but I do think there's a cap right here, and it's somewhere in my mind, Bitcoin somewhere around here between 42 and 44 that I don't think we're going to break this run. I think we've still got some more giving back to go. Even if we fall down into the 34 to 38,000 range, I think that would be a good base to set up for our next run up, probably later this year, hopefully in a few months. But we're just going to be, I don't know where we're going specifically, but I do think we have a cap at 44,000 and a cap at 34,000. And I think we're going to range it within there somewhere over the next few months. And I think it's going to be choppy. I don't think it's going to be big moves. I think it's going to be choppiness as we move around, but you cannot deny the downward pressure we're experiencing right now, and we're seeing it everywhere, Solana included. Will it surprise me to fall down and hit 75 over the next few days / weeks? It will not. That would not surprise me at all. I think we would expect a bounce around between 72 and 75. What would change my mind about Bitcoin, Solana, and some of these altcoins? We've got to close outside this downward trend. We just have to. That's the first step in recovery. It's the first step in starting to build higher highs and constructive price action that can carry us up. Until we get out of this downward trend, there is downward pressure. The market is telling us with the lower lows and lower highs, we are in a downtrend. And until we can break out of this trend line and stay out of it, then we're at least experiencing pressure. And when you're experiencing pressure down, what that means is your up range is going to be limited and your down range is much larger. Now, how far? I don't know. Solana is such a big, successful project. It's not going to pants itself, but it's got to wiggle around and figure out its structure right now. So the first thing it's got to do is break out of this trend line. It needs to stay back, get back above 88 and stay. And that might take a few days, few weeks. I don't know. We'll just have to watch it together and see. But there is downward pressure. The good news is, if you want more Solana, you've got some time now to pick it up. You're probably going to get better prices later on if you want to wait, maybe even down around 70. But look, if you pick it up now at 83, that was a lot better than picking it up at 110. So if you liked it at 110, 83 is even better. So if you've got some cash that you don't mind throwing at this, something you can risk losing, might be something you want to look at. And that's my update on Solana. I'll keep you updated on Solana and other coins. I make 6, 7, 8, 9 videos a day on average. So be sure to check back and I will keep you updated. All right, y'all take care and be safe.